Yo, what's going on? Did y'all like, y'all like that video? People have been asking for that one for kind of a long time. They're not even really asking for it, but just kind of asking questions in general about, where to get a mold from, how to make a mold. And, so yeah, thought I'd put that information into a video so y'all can try it out. It is pretty expensive. That silicone costs like $30. That's kind of like the, like the bottom of the barrel silicone. So, it's one thing to keep in mind. It's probably easier to just, spend the $12 and grab one from me. Got one right here drying. It's almost ready to go. It still is a little bit tacky though. I just put the varnish on it a couple hours ago. Yeah, can't really skate it yet. It's a little bit too not dry enough, but it should be dry, good enough to skate by tomorrow morning. So, probably be live for about a half hour, just to answer some questions, talk with y'all, and see what's going on. Hope everyone had a good week. It's Friday, so that's a plus. Got a big job to do on Monday. Just got to probably prepare for that on Sunday. But then the rest of the week should be pretty chill, so that's good. And it's supposed to snow next week, actually, so want to make sure I get my stuff done and get this one other meeting out of the way before we get the 3 inches of snow they're coming for. But maybe I can do some snow skating, some finger snow skating when we do get some of that snow. So what is everyone up to? What are y'all up to tonight? Who do we got in here? We got Vods FB, we got Kosh SM Studios, Lukey Pookie, Late Shove, Zrab, FB Watermelon. Lots of people in here. That's what's up. I got another video coming for you, maybe even tomorrow, but I want to try to get into like an uploading schedule. So probably next one will probably be next Friday. I thought about doing like a David Jones, fingerboarding week thing where I do a week straight of all uploads. But next video I'm working on is how to do an ollie, just some general tips, how to ollie and stuff like that. And then I'm working on another video. Oh my gosh, what's the other one? Oh, I'm doing my top 5 favorite obstacles. This bench is from Brusky Builds, and it's a metal bench. Pretty pricey. I think this is like $50, something like that, but it's really cool. It's real wear. I mean, real wear. It's just got paint that wears off. It's really, really dope. And it's one of my favorite ones. It's also cool because it's, the size of a ledge, but it's got the feeling of a rail. So that's one cool thing I've always liked about it. So chances of the FB event at the end of February, 100%. Oops. Am I still live? 100%. I just got to update the flyer, and that's really about it. The only thing I'm worried about is that enough time to promote it? I don't really know. I know we can hopefully for sure at least get 1 park there, which is good enough for me. I don't know if we're going to be able to get all 3 again, but we'll see. But the chances of it happening, though, are definitely 100%. It's definitely we're going to do something at that location on that day. I just got to update the flyer and get that out there. So the flyer should be up hopefully by Monday at the very latest. But definitely something going on. Not sure it'll be as big, but we'll definitely be there. Thank you, B Hill. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I mean, the bar said we could take over that spot once a month. So it'd be cool to get that thing going like regularly once a month, something like that. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted. I want to do something where I just go up there, every once, on a Friday randomly. I don't know, Thursday or a Friday. Sorry, I keep blocking the camera. I'm trying to read the chat. Just kind of take a couple obstacles, go up there, chill, and say what's up. Even if it's not like a total full-on park event, just kind of bring some homies up there on a regular Friday night and bring them some business. Maybe bring some stuff to sell too or whatever. I don't really know. But definitely on the 25th they're doing something. So stay tuned. Ram Gonzalez, thank you. Thank you for joining from Mexico. I appreciate that. I'm trying to think of some Spanish I can say. Hola, me llamo Anxiety Offline. Where is the event going to be? It's in Romulus, Michigan. So my friend's bar, it's right near the airport, actually, in Detroit. It's called Artisan Reserve. So if you Google Artisan Reserve Brewery, you can see the bar it's going to take place at. Greetings from Arizona. I don't know any native Arizonian, but either ways, Rab, thank you for joining in. I appreciate you. And yeah, she's too loud. I really hope we can get something going, every month. So definitely stay tuned, and I'll definitely see you there, sooner than later, I'm sure. Very good Spanish. I know. I wish I used to know better Spanish. I should know more. My grandma speaks it way fluently. I'm trying to learn it so I can speak to her better. Um, but anyway. Yeah, I know. SoCal's pretty far. I wish I could go to all the events. I saw that Chris Daniels is helping put together an event out in his area in the Pacific Northwest. I think it's near Salem, not quite sure. But I wanted to go to that one, but it's just, same for you. It's just too far. So, but it was crazy. At the Boards and Brews 1, there was a guy there from New Jersey. So that was pretty crazy. Just to come all the way there. But I guess he goes to a lot of fingerboarding events. So I mean, how awesome is that though, to be able to kind of travel around and go to all the different events? I mean, just to see all the parks there alone was really cool. So to be able to kind of travel around, try all the different parks would be super fun. Yeah, there is one on the East Coast. The big one is Rendezvous. So I mean, that's in Massachusetts. Definitely check that out. I would love to go to Slush Cult. Slush Cult looks like amazing. I definitely want to make a trip out there. I feel like there is more East Coast events. You just kind of got to get plugged in to like the event like scene or the event calendar. I don't really know how to explain it, but a good place to go start out is on Facebook, the Fingerboarding Unlimited group, I think it is. Let me see. One of the fingerboard groups on there is pretty big. Yeah, Fingerboarding Unlimited. They post a lot of different events from all different corners of the country. There's one coming up. I mean, it's not in the East Coast, but I know there's one coming up down south somewhere. There's one coming up in the Midwest, like in Iowa or something like that. The one I'm sponsoring is in Oregon or Washington, something like that, somewhere far west. So I mean, there's a lot of them going on. You just kind of got to get plugged into the scene and kind of figure out where they're being posted and things like that. So Reddit's also a good spot. Check out Reddit and see if anybody's posting about them there. But we need more East Coast events, that's for sure. The one I know of, like I said, is Rendezvous, and then I know USAFBL travels. So I think they're doing it again this year. Last year, they did an awesome thing where they actually packed up like all 6 or 10 or something, a crazy number of their parks, and they drove them all around the U.S. So I mean, they stopped here in Detroit. They made a stop in Ann Arbor, and I went to that event. You can see the video on my channel. It's a couple of months back. Yeah, they went to Philadelphia. I'm trying to think where else. I think they went to Pittsburgh, I think. I mean, they went to like all the big cities, and I know they hit the East Coast pretty heavily because they're based out of Indianapolis, so it's kind of easy for them. Not easy for them, but I mean, the East Coast is very within driving distance. So they were hitting the East Coast heavy. It was so cool because I mean they were touring around. So they had multiple these giant skate parks, and they made this like special trailer for them with all these like little slots and shelves, and they were driving them around. So I mean, it was really cool for me. I never skated at Black River Park before until that event, and then it was so dope. So definitely check out that video if you haven't watched it yet. Yeah, Black River Parks are super fun. I think I like some better than others. I was kind of surprised. Some of them kind of feel like a bunch of obstacles kind of cobbled together, but then other of them have like amazing lines to kind of just run back and forth and like around the table and everything. I can't think of like the specific names of parks that I liked the best, but I know I like this one a lot that had like a really cool grass gap and like a bank. And then they had some ones like any of the ones that were on longer tables, any of the ones that were on the more squared tables felt a little more cramped and kind of harder to use. But if they're on like a longer, more like rectangular table, they like seem to have a better layout that way. They had this one park, I can't remember what it was, but it was definitely was not my favorite, and I was surprised to see that come, from Black River. But that was one of them. I mean, the rest of them were all so fire, and to skate one of those like in real life, like, it's almost like a religious experience. I mean, I'm being dramatic, but I've seen them in videos. I've seen them in videos since I was like, 11, 12, 13 years old. So to actually see one in person and be able to skate it was like, whoa, this is like so crazy. I actually took this deck with me that time because I wanted to skate like a Black River deck on like a Black River park. So super fun experience. If they travel again, go to that event. Support USAFBL. They do lots of really awesome things for the scene. So they definitely, deserve all the support we can throw at them. Unfortunately, they closed their doors not too long ago, but hopefully they can keep the tour thing going. I can't fingerboard right now. Probably be live for maybe another 10 or 20 minutes or so. Fingerboard shop in Oklahoma. Yeah, there's definitely not really much of a scene going on there. But I mean, hey, you can be the first. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you start making decks or obstacles, you should definitely be the first one because you can change all that. That's one thing I want to try to change here. I want to change more here in Michigan. Is just like I don't get why skate shops don't regularly sell fingerboarding supplies. It just seems like they should go kind of hand in hand. But so I want to try to get my stuff into some skate shops around here, but easier said than done. Oh, nice. That's what's up. I hope they turn out awesome. That's sweet. I always advocate, small business, all that kind of good stuff. So that is awesome. Yeah, I mean, really, if you can make decks, that's like that can be your main thing, like right there. But even if you can't make decks, you always buy. You can middleman stuff, you know what I'm saying? You can buy tuning screws or bushings and stuff and add those to your site. You can make little simple obstacles. But yeah, if you can make decks, though, that's huge. I wish I could do that. It takes a lot of craftsmanship, it seems like, to make a good fingerboard. Because you can definitely tell the difference between, a tech deck, mass-produced, plank of wood, versus the G15 or, something like that. This is the bench from Brisky Builds. This is the metal construction bench in yellow. Comes this really cool sticker on it. And he kind of weathers it. So it's got this weathering effect going on. But then as you grind it, it's powder. I'm pretty sure it's powder coated. So then as you grind it, the powder coat kind of wears off. Gives you this really, really cool, realistic grinding effect. Super fun obstacle. Like I was saying in the beginning, it's fun because it's kind of got the same dimensions as a ledge. It's pretty much the same size as a ledge, but it's got the material, of a rail. So it's got that nice little, ding to it, all that stuff. So it's fun. I like this one a lot. Brisky Builds really makes some of the best obstacles. This one's one of my favorites. These come together. Super sick combo. And people ask me all the time, too, if my concrete breaks, how do I fix it? And this one broke. I dropped it off this desk, actually. It broke right in half. And you really can't even tell unless you look, super up close there. But if your concrete breaks, and you can kind of still match it back together. If it breaks, but you can still kind of put it together, and the cracks all still line up and match up and all that. Just take some super glue and put it on one side and then, match it back up and let it sit, you know, somewhere where it can all just kind of bond. I let this one dry like this, like literally, and it'll bond back together, no problem. So this one broke in half, and glued it, and it was totally fine. Broski builds. That's where all the stuff's from. Brisky, Brisky, Brisky. It's all from him. Super inspired by him. All my obstacles that I got when first got back into fingerboarding were through him. So I think he makes like super sick stuff. The thing I like the most is like the really realistic looking. Like he makes these all from molds, like I showed you in that recent video. But then he comes back through, and I'm pretty sure he fills in some of these brick indentation marks with like actual pieces of mortar. So you can't really tell on camera, but it looks like there's like mortar like in some of these cracks here. So it kind of gives it like the effect of like it wasn't just like, you know, casted and, you know, ripped out of a silicone mold and painted or whatever. It looks there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm pretty sure he mortars it and then he